Hey guys, this is George Jet, and today is October 14th, Friday, 2016, and this is to document a major milestone or accomplishment or whatever decision I've made to further my career. I'm making this blog I'm a little bit nervous because some people don't understand how hard it is to switch gears as far as cameras is concerned. You learn a whole system of cameras. You're good at it. You know every button, and you're going into something completely brand new. And anyway, so let me document this. My name is George Jet. I've been a photographer since 2009. It's when I first purchased my first camera. I'm a Nikon shooter. And I'm going to walk you through all the gears that I've acquired throughout the years. And it's not, I don't make, I probably make about maybe 10%, 15% of my money or less with the gear that I've acquired. Spent a lot of money in gear. I have made my money back in the gear, but I have not made profit from my gear. But that's fine. This is something that I just started new. My main profit is through DJing. So this is going to be a long video. It's going to be things I'm going to talk about is the gear that I have. Let me actually flip this around. The gear that I have, and what else? And basically what I use, what I shoot, and all that good stuff, and then what I switched over to. So. My first camera was a Nikon D90, and I bought that in 2009, like I said. And then from there, I went and I bought a D7000. This is an APS-C camera. It does video and of course photography, but it's mostly for photography. It's an APS-C camera, but the resolution is really amazing. I love this little camera. And yes, it's I think the new one is D7200, so this is like 3 models back. But you know, you don't need to upgrade your camera every year as soon as a new one comes out. This has dual control in the front and the back. It's got all your options. It's a solid camera. I love this camera. That's why I have not gotten rid of it. I think I paid like $1,500 for this one. You can probably pick it up for like, I don't know, $400 now, which is a great deal. And that came with the kit lens. And I keep all my stuff in really good shape. This is the original box that it came in. This is the camera that came in here. This is the kit lens. Yes, I know I don't have a lens cap there, but this is actually a broken kit lens. The good one is somewhere else, but this is a broken one, so I took the cap off because I'm not using this lens anyway. I'll go through, and then my workhorse is my D610, which is a full frame camera. I have no issues with this camera whatsoever. If I continue to shoot photography, I can use this camera for another 5 years and be extremely happy with it. It's a full frame camera. Resolution's amazing. Low light goes up to about 3200 ISO without any issue. I can bump it up to 64, but then, you know, 6400, but I get a little bit of noise. But other than that, this is a great workhorse. I would hate to sell this camera, but it is going to go eventually. I paid, I think, $2,000 for this one, so it's $2,000 for this camera. It's probably worth about $900 now. If you guys are starting out to do photography, get this camera right now. You could upgrade to a newer one, but trust me on this. This camera is still, you won't know the difference between this camera and a 750 or anything like that. So that is a great camera to buy. My first lens, and I have some flashes here that I bought, a SB 810 or 800, a 600 that I have for backup, and I have boxes for everything. I don't throw my boxes out, and all my equipment is in top-notch condition. My pride and joy. This here is my pride and joy. This is a 7200 special edition, and I know it's backwards, but you can see made in Japan. 7200 2.8 lens with the original box, and this is my pride and joy lens. Love this lens. I could have switched over to Canon years ago, but there is something about this lens that it is just unbelievably nice, and I just love it. And switching over to another camera system just to get rid of this lens will kill me. But I paid $2,400 for this one. I have the original invoice from B&H. It was a special edition, so that was $2,400. My go-to lens is the Nikon 24-70 2.8. This is on my camera 90% of the time. I never take this lens off. That's what this one is here. It's the it's a 24-70 2.8. Amazing lens, heavy, but I would not leave. If I had to leave my house with a lens, this is the one I'm leaving with. If I had to do a wedding and I only had to take one lens, this is the guy I'm going with. This one is amazing for portraits, for just about anything that's long range. But the quality from this lens, anyway, I talked about it. I'm just letting you guys know that if you guys can pick up this lens, it's amazing. There's a newer lens. There's a newer version which is about, it's shorter than this. By the way, this has the lens hood on it. So I just did that there because it just looks, I don't know, it looks like a missile, but it's really cool. So going to, let me put this down so I don't drop that. And let's see what else I have here. That's for that. The Nifty 50. This is I think $125 for this lens. It's a 50 1.8. This is it's a plastic lens, but it's a great lens. It's what, you know, everybody tells you buy when you first start using bokeh and all that stuff. And it's really cool. It's a nice lens. Don't use it that much, but it's, everybody has that lens. Another great lens for APS format for the Nikon, for the APS-C format, is this Tokina 11-16. I can use it at 11 on the D610, and the quality is really nice. A lot of people say that, you know, you should always stick with the brand name lenses, but this Tokina is just an amazing lens. I've tried different type of wide angle lens, but this is by far an amazing quality. And I still own it. I never got rid of it. I can use it with my full frame at 11, which is really wide. And it's cool. So this is all my camera gear for Nikon. Now, the reason I am switching, but right before I say that, I can shoot anything I want with all these cameras that you see right here. Anything that I can shoot anything I want. I know the system very well. Why am I selling this? Video. I want to do video. The limitations, this is a $2,000 camera here, and this is one of the things that really pissed me off about Nikon, and one of the things that has been corrected in some of their newer systems, but both Canon and Nikon, specifically Nikon, they don't give you all the features for video. Like, for example, you can't change the aperture while you're recording, which makes no sense. You can change the ISO, but you can't change the aperture. If you want to change the aperture, you have to physically get off. Yeah, let me just turn it on. Let me not do that. It's just going to make this video longer. You have to get off of, turn off live view, switch your aperture, and then click back to access that. And it has some other stupid things that just makes absolutely no sense. The video quality is good, but the megabits per second is only like 20. 1080p, and it's good quality, but as soon as you start color grading it, you run into issues. So Nikon, to me, hasn't stepped up their game for video, and this is basically old technology already. All of this nice gear is just old technology. The new technology now is going to be mirrorless, and let me see if I can put some of the stuff down. I don't want to edit this video, so please pardon me while I move some gear around so I can make some space for the stuff that I want to show you. I don't want to drop all this stuff. So I want to get into video, and been researching a lot of cameras. The Panasonic I like a lot. The GH4, great camera. The only issue I have with that camera is that it's not really good in low light, and it has a couple of other little limitations, but it is a very good camera, and I almost bought it. Sony. So anyway, so what I decided to go is with Sony, and this is also going to be an unboxing. I have not opened these yet, so this is the first time I'm going to open this here for this video. And like I said, I am nervous because I'm basically now getting rid of all of this gear and replacing it with this. I am going to get some other two lenses. I want to get the 24 to 70, the 70 to 200, and the 55 I think it was 1.8, or it might be a 1.4. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but it's precise lens. So the reason I got this one is because this is the only camera that is a full frame camera. It's fully aluminum alloy or magnesium, so it's a heavy camera. It's a smaller, lightweight camera, but it's a pro camera. This is $3 grand for this camera right here. This is $1,300 for that lens. The other two lenses that I need are another $1,500 and a little bit under $2,000, and one of them is about $1,000. So basically I need another $3,500 more to buy the rest of the cameras, gear or lenses, and then on top of that I need to buy my brain that just went blank. I need to buy a flash, at least 2 flashes to have, and a backup camera. So I'm gonna eventually have to get, I'm not gonna buy a second one of these. I am gonna buy the new A6500 when it comes out as my backup camera, and this is going to be my main camera, and I will buy 2 more flashes, which are like $400 or $500 a piece as well. So it's very expensive when you get into pro gear, but this is stuff that you want to keep for a long time. Now, without saying, I am not going to say I'm a fanboy of Sony right away. There's a lot of things about Sony. Sony right now, this is their top of the line camera, came out last year. They're releasing cameras basically every year. So next year they're going to give me 2 features that I need the most that this camera doesn't have. Nikon, for example, on the D610, their span is about 3 years. They don't switch, all of these lenses are old and they're true and they work. They're workhorses. Their cameras have about a shelf life of about 3 years before they introduce a new one, and you can use these cameras for a long time. Sony really fucked everyone up because on their 6500 they released a camera, on the 6300 they released a camera the beginning of the year, and 6 months later they released basically an upgrade to that camera and charge another $400. So spending $3 grand on this camera, knowing that in 6 months to 8 months there's going to be another camera that's going to have the features that I also want, that this camera doesn't have yet, is very tough. But I have to make the switch. So we're going to do an unboxing right now. And this is the first time that I am opening this box. Like I said, I am nervous because this is a brand new technology, but what this offers me to do is just amazing. The quality of the video, the 4K video that this camera does, it's 100 megabits per second. It does a lot of cool stuff like face detection. You can actually register the faces on this, and it'll automatically search for the faces that you had programmed, and it will check it. It has 5-axis optical stabilization, meaning that none of these, the lens, actually this lens here has stabilization, but the one that I use all the time, which is my 24-70, does not have VR or optical stabilization. The new one does, but not this version. The cameras don't have it. Well, guess what? This camera, and this is the first time I am taking this out of the wrapper, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on this thing here so I can talk and not move the camera too much. Put this over the side. So this is the first time I am opening this. First time, by the way, I have not used this camera. I basically just bought it. I have not used it. Research that I've done on this on YouTube, on the internet, I've done hours and hours. I would probably say more than 16 hours of research. I mean, counting every single video that I watched, every single tutorial that I watched. A lot of research, and this is the first time I am touching this camera right now. And this is the camera. This is the new camera. I don't have a battery in it. I don't know anything about it yet. As far I know how to turn it on, but I'm not even gonna plug it in. I'm just gonna show you the new camera. That's the new camera. This is my old camera, basically, that I used to use, and that I used as of yesterday, that I did a photo shoot for a baby. Look at the size difference. They weigh, this one's just a hair lighter. I mean, a little bit lighter than this. And you know what? Let's do the exact comparison right now. Let's see how much this thing actually weighs. Now this does have a base clip here, and it has a battery attached. So here, let's weigh this one real quick. The Sony weighs, oh wait, I gotta clear that. The Sony weighs 7 ounces. That's impossible. Oh, there we go. Let me clear this. There we go. It weighs 1 pound and 4 ounces, basically, without the battery. And my old camera, which I'm going to remove the battery to be correct, and I'm going to remove this if I can get it out, leave that there, base plate. Let's see what this one weighs. Let's clear the scale one more time. So it weighs just a couple of ounces more, and look at the size difference between these two cameras. Move this out of the way again. This camera is so dense. I mean, it is packed with stuff inside. It's a much smaller camera. So I'm gonna stop this video because I do want to charge the batteries. I want to check this out. The video is going for almost 20 minutes now, uploaded to YouTube, but this is basically to document the switch over from Nikon to the Sony. More videos will come, and I'll let you know what I think about the camera and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following my career. Thanks to all my friends. If you guys have questions, please let me know on the comments, and we go from there. This is George Jett signing out.